What's going on with Norm?
No date right now.
No date, but he might come back. Okay.
Hopefully. He's stockpiling
he's so funny.
He's stockpiling for 3 years' worth.
Yeah, I've smoked weed with him a bunch of times, but he won't come on this.
Because that's...
Too public?
Smarter?
I think a lot of comics just, a lot of comics don't smoke before they go on or drink, It's kind of a control issue.
Yeah.
They don't want to feel out of control, and it's embarrassing enough when your joke doesn't work and you're sober, Right. If you're fucked up and a joke doesn't work, your paranoid mind goes, what do I do?
And you know who comes here? He gives out free pot samples, the guy who runs Speed Weed.
I don't smoke weed.
Oh, okay.
Even though Doug Benson said I did on the...
We would love you. Let's set something up to come in.
Like I always said, I would never do... I know you did Doug Benson, but I go, it's kind of weird.
Well, what happened with me is...
I mean, it's all right with you because you're a working guy, but when people are just starting out in the business, and they go and start smoke weed on...
Well, what happened... with me is I'm stoned out of my mind, laughing, and he's rolling his eyes, we have prepared segments here, Mr. Interrupter. And it's like, well, you get me stoned, and I'm an asshole for laughing out of context.
It's hard to get a word in with him, though.
I was annoying. I talked too much. But yeah, he would interrupt, but he would just go, Fred here is not part of the program. And I'm thinking, that's like if I have a podcast where we spin around and get, we have to spin round and round, and I'm mad that they're dizzy,
Yeah, no, he's on the podcast. He said some guys won't come on the show. I guess they don't want people to know they smoke weed. Like Norm Macdonald smokes weed with me all the time. I'm like, what the fuck? First of all, if I didn't want anyone to know, why are you saying it? Secondly, I've only met you once.
Well,
Janine Garofalo 30 years ago. But it's funny because I watched his Super High Me, and I thought, well, this, because he smokes weed every day for a year or something. And I thought, well, this guy will really be able to handle his weed. Wrong. He's like a misadvertisement for weed. You know what I mean? Like his whole face becomes a weird mask. Eyes. We kind of have a lazy eye. It's like, what was that? I didn't hear you.
Have you met Norm Macdonald before?
I got to work with Norm, and I guess I mean, I hope he doesn't mind if I tell him, because this is a very endearing.
Oh, Last Comic Standing.
No, I did.
Right?
I did the season before.
Okay.
But I got to work with him 1 week, and we.
What did you do?
Oh man, I watched every single set he did, and it was so cool. And we actually got. You know what? I already got into the story, so I got to tell it.
Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah, that's fine.
He wanted to get high.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I don't really get high before shows, but afterwards, cool. And
Sure.
he's like, no, now.
Well, when Norm Macdonald says now,
right,
you say yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
And he goes and hands me the joint, and I was like, okay. And then he hands it back for a second hit, and I was like, no thanks. And he goes, what's your problem? And I go, well, I'm just worried I'm going to repeat a joke, and I still have to go up and bring you up because the opener was on,
right?
And I was hosting. So I still have to go up there and bring you up, and I just don't. I already did some jokes earlier, and I just don't want to tell the same joke again. And he goes, "That's insane. You're an idiot. Smoke this." and so I smoked it, and then we go inside, and I'm so high. I go, "I'm just going to bring you up. I'm not going to do any time. I'm just going to bring you up." And he's like, "No, do a couple minutes." And I go, "No, but please, just let me just bring you up." And he goes, "No, do 5 minutes." This guy's doing really well. Give me, take a little, do a little time in between.
You need a little buffer between comments.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, okay. So I went up there and I was so high, I was like, I don't even remember what I said in the first half of my set. So I'm just going to tell jokes that I haven't told in years. And when I told a joke,
so you told the audience, you let the audience in on the fact that you had been.
No, the audience didn't know.
They didn't know.
So I would just tell.
Okay. So you just said that to yourself. I'm just going to do jokes I haven't done in 5 years.
Yes, okay. And I walked on stage and I would tell a joke. And then I would watch the audience, and if they laughed, I would relax and go, okay, that one down. And I did that the whole set. It was horrible. I was so stressed out. And then I just said, ladies and gentlemen, Norm Macdonald. And I look over to my right, and there he is walking the opposite way. and the feature turned him around and pointed him to the stage.
Over here, Norm.
That's how high we got by accident.
By accident, like you tripped on a joint. Right. But I mean,
I love the peer pressure from Norm, though. That's awesome. It's like a high school, middle school, all over again.
And he's my hero, so I just, for me, that was I was a little worried about him. But then he walked on stage and he opened it up with this great bit, and he was crushing.
Right.
He was destroying, and then he got the light, and then he started to wrap it up. And he started to tell the joke he opened with. And I started to freak out. Like I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
And the audience thought it was a joke. They thought he was being Norm.
I'm sure.
But when he delivered the punchline, and it was the same punchline, they realized he had just forgotten his joke, and they didn't laugh. They felt a little betrayed, and he walked off stage in complete confusion. And
that bit usually kills.
And then the feature goes, "You told the same joke twice, you idiot." And he goes, "No." And then he looks at me and he goes, "This is your fault." And I never got to work with them again. That was the last time I worked with Norm.
But you know what? With Norm Macdonald, though, that's Norm. He's so irreverent that
you'd almost expect it.
He can do that.
Yeah.
And that's a bit in itself. I mean, look at the cauliflower joke he did on the roast with Bob Saget.
Yeah.
That bit, he purposely went up there on that roast and bombed on purpose.
Yeah.
And it was genius.
Yeah.
And have you heard that bit?
Watch Norm Macdonald roast. Who was he roasting?
It was Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
Your head looks like a cauliflower or something like that. I'm not going to do the bit, but yeah, go back and watch.
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my mind. And still in line.
Smells like a fucking pot dispensary in here.
Oh, Norm, let's stay on track here. Let's stay on track. So you were saying, oh, it's been hard for us to get you.
Yeah.
But the truth is, maybe that's your way of saying you're glad I'm here, but it hasn't been that hard.
No, it's been
hard for me to get on.
I feel like I'm
It's getting
Norm. You know what I'm saying? I'm making sense.
It's not you, is it?
No,
I'm not going to. Let's move the show in a good order here. He made me smoke pot, America. This is the truth. I don't believe in God, but my truth. Outside, he goes, "Come on, you'll smoke. I'm like, if you want me to smoke, I'll smoke. I didn't plan on it because I get chatty. I had a bad experience with getting Dog with High. We cross promote.
I meant a cigarette.
No, you didn't.
I meant the
you did.
the vapor.
Then they gave me pot by accident.
I don't know.
Your producer.
Are you still Canadian, or did you renounce that after 9/11?
What?
9/11. You remember what happened?
You remember 9/11?
Yeah, it rings a bell. Yeah, which one?
The one in 1911?
No, the one where the
plane.
Where they took down the towers?
Yeah, all the stories came crashing down. You know, a lot like when we tried to write on the Norm Show. We couldn't. We tried to write stories and it all come crashing down.
You know, I'm old enough to remember back to simpler, more innocent times when the worst thing you'd hear about the news was hijacked jetliners flying into buildings.
Oh, now, Gilbert, you're going to get into trouble again. It takes forever, not forever, but it takes years of training to get a pilot's license. But it only takes a couple of minutes to steal a pilot's jacket and hat. And then do some, terrorist act, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I was not living because I was thinking it was going to be a terrorist.
You were worried about a terrorist act.
I was a little nervous.
Did you see Olympus Has Fallen?
No.
Wow.
This week I learned, just because I masturbated to that picture of a guy falling to his death on 9/11 doesn't mean I have to share it.
Hey, for the 9th consecutive year, Nick, JetBlue Airlines ranked first for satisfaction among all North American airlines. But you know what ranked least in satisfaction? 9/11 Airlines. What a terrible name for an airline. It reminds me of that tragedy.
Oh, 9/11.
Yeah, don't laugh at 9/11
What?
again. 9/11. I tried to tell him not
There
to
you go,
laugh.
Adam.
I know. I walked through blood and bones in the streets of Manhattan trying to find my brother.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was in northern Canada. And you were the guy that was laughing and joking about it, like only 4 weeks ago when I told you my story about walking ankle deep in blood and bone to try to find.
Well, that's different. That was kind of funny.
I was
Yeah, that does sound funny.
yeah, right? I was in New York.
Blood
at
and
the time.
bone everywhere.
You.
This is fine. This is fine for a fella that during 9/11, was in Costa Rica partying with his friends. I was walking through the blood and the bones
So you were put off by that joke.
in Manhattan. A little bit.
I can't believe you wrote
And I
it.
had to get new pants because of the blood and the bones.
Just now or back then?
Back then, I was ankle deep in blood and bones.
You went through the war, Norm.
Well, it was an attack on our country. Do you want to hear my impression of the
That's going to be you if you don't lose weight.
Do you want to hear my impression of the 9/11 call from Johnny
The
Carson?
911 call.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But 9/11 was a national tragedy.
Yes, it was.
Why do you laugh at that?
You said it.
Johnny Carson died
Worse.
at 80 years old. Okay, Johnny Carson died at 80 years old. Would you like to hear my impression? Were you in New York when the Twin Towers fell?
No, I was in Los Angeles.
Well, either way, it was a national tragedy. It was.
Yeah, I know.
9/11. We're going to go to hell.
What's going on with Norm?
No date right now.
No date, but he might come back. Okay.
He's,
Hopefully.
he's stockpiling.
He's so
episodes.
funny.
But he's stockpiling for 3 years worth.
Yeah, I've smoked weed with him a bunch of times, but he won't come on this.
Because that's
too public.
Smarter.
I think a lot of comics just, a lot of comics don't smoke before they go on or drink. It's kind of a control issue.
Yeah.
They don't want to feel out of control and it's embarrassing enough when your joke doesn't work and you're sober.
Right.
If you're fucked up and a joke doesn't work,
There's
your
a lot of
paranoid mind goes, what what do I do?
And you know who comes here? He gives out free pot samples. The guy who runs Speed Weed.
I don't smoke weed.
Oh, okay.
Even though Doug Benson said I did on the...
We would love you. Let's set something up to come in.
Like I always said, I would never do... I know you did Doug Benson, but I go, it's kind of weird, like...
Well, what happened with me is...
I mean, it's all right with you because you're a working guy, but when people are just starting out in the business, and they go and start to smoke weed on...
Well, what happened... with me is like I'm stoned out of my mind, laughing, and he's rolling his eyes. Go, we have prepared segments here, Mr. Interrupter. And it's like, well, you get me stoned, and I'm an asshole for like laughing at a.
It's hard to get a word in with him, though.
I was annoying. I talked too much, but yeah, he would interrupt. But he would like just go. Fred here is not part of the program, and I'm thinking that's like if I have a podcast where we spin around and get we have to spin round and round, and I'm mad that they're dizzy,
Yeah, no, he's on the podcast. He said some guys won't come on the show. I guess they don't want people to know they smoke weed. Like Norm Macdonald smokes weed with me all the time. I'm like, what the fuck? First of all, if I didn't want anyone to know, why are you saying it? Secondly, I've only met you once.
Well,
Janine Garofalo 30 years ago. But it's funny because I watched his Super High Me, and I thought, well, this, because he smokes weed every day for a year or something. And I thought, well, this guy will really be able to handle his weed. Wrong. He's like a misadvertisement for weed. You know what I mean? Like his whole face becomes a weird mask. eyes. We kind of have a lazy eye. It's like, what was that? I didn't hear you.
Have you met Norm Macdonald before?
I got to work with Norm, and I guess I mean, I hope he doesn't mind if I tell him, because this is a very endearing.
Oh, Last Comic Standing.
No, I did.
Right?
I did the
That was
season before.
Okay.
But I got to work with him one week, and we.
What did you do?
Oh man, I watched every single set he did, and it was so cool. And we actually got. You know what? I already got into the story, so I got to tell it.
Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah, that's fine.
He wanted to get high.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I don't really get high before shows, but afterwards, cool. And
Sure.
he's like, no, now.
Well, when Norm Macdonald says now,
right?
You say yes.
Yeah. Correct.
And he goes and hands me the joint, and I was like, okay. And then he hands it back for a second hit, and I was like, no thanks. And he goes, what's your problem? And I go, well, I'm just worried I'm going to repeat a joke, and I still have to go up and bring you up because the opener was on,
right?
And I was hosting. So I still have to go up there and bring you up, and I just don't. I already did some jokes earlier, and I just don't want to tell the same joke again. And he goes, "That's insane. You're an idiot. Smoke this." and so I smoked it, and then we go inside, and I'm so high. I go, "I'm just going to bring you up. I'm not going to do any time. I'm just going to bring you up." And he's like, "No, do a couple minutes." And I go, "No, but please, just let me just bring you up." And he goes, "No, do 5 minutes." This guy's doing really well. Give me, take a little, do a little time in between.
You need a little buffer between comments.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, okay. So I went up there and I was so high, I was like, I don't even remember what I said in the first half of my set. So I'm just going to tell jokes that I haven't told in years. And when I told a joke,
so you told the audience, you let the audience in on the fact that you had been.
No, the audience didn't know.
They didn't know.
So I would just tell.
Okay. Oh, so you just said that to yourself. I'm just going to do jokes I haven't done in 5 years.
Yes, and I walked on stage and I would tell a joke, and then I would watch the audience, and if they laughed, I would relax and go, okay, that one down. And I did that the whole set. It was horrible. I was so stressed out, and then I just said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Norm Macdonald," and I look over to my right, and there he is walking the opposite way, and the feature turned him around and pointed him to the stage.
Over here, Norm.
That's how high we got by accident.
By accident, like you tripped on a joint. But I mean,
I love the peer pressure from Norm, though. That's awesome. It's like a high school, middle school, all over again.
And he's my hero, so I just, for me, that was I was a little worried about him. But then he walked on stage and he opened it up with this great bit, and he was crushing.
Right.
He was destroying, and then he got the light, and then he started to wrap it up. And he started to tell the joke he opened with. And I started to freak out. Like I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And the audience thought it was a joke. They thought he was being Norm.
Sure.
But when he delivered the punchline, and it was the same punchline, they realized he had just forgotten his joke, and they didn't laugh. They felt a little betrayed, and he walked off stage in complete confusion. And
that bit usually kills.
And then the feature goes, "You told the same joke twice, you idiot." And he goes, "No." And then he looks at me and he goes, "This is your fault." And I never got to work with them again. That was the last time I worked with Norm.
But you know what? With Norm Macdonald, though, that's Norm. He's so irreverent that
you'd almost expect it.
He can do that.
Yeah.
And that's a bit in itself. I mean, look at the cauliflower joke he did on the roast with Bob Saget.
Yeah.
That bit, he purposely went up there on that roast and bombed on purpose.
Yeah.
And it was genius.
Yeah.
And have you heard that bit?
Watch Norm Macdonald roast. Who was he roasting?
It was Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
Your head looks like a cauliflower or something like that. I'm not going to do the bit, but yeah, go back and watch.
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my mind. And still alive.
smells like a fucking pot dispensary in here.
Oh, Norm, let's stay on track here. Let's stay on track. So you were saying, oh, it's been hard for us to get you.
Yeah.
But the truth is, maybe that's your way of saying you're glad I'm here, but it hasn't been that hard.
No, it's been
hard for me to get on.
I feel like I'm
It's getting
You
Norm
know what
with
I'm
high.
saying? I'm making sense.
It's not you, is it?
No.
No, I'm not going to. Let's move the show in a good order here. He made me smoke pot, America. This is the truth. I don't believe in God, but my truth. My truth. Outside, he goes, come on, you'll smoke. I'm like, if you want me to smoke, I'll smoke. I didn't plan on it because I get chatty. I had a bad experience with getting Doug with high. We cross-promote.
I meant a cigarette.
No, you didn't.
I meant the
did.
vapor.
Then they gave me pot by accident.
I don't know.
Your producer.
I think I heard Matthew Perry once in an interview. I think he basically said he invented sarcasm. I think he said that. Norm was on Saturday Night Live. Norm tells the best fucking stories about some of those celebrities that went through there. And Matthew Perry had an assistant and said, you know, he said to Norm, Matt wants to do a sketch that he wants you to be in where he talks like he does on Friends. He calls it Matt speak. And Norm said, what are you talking about? He goes, well, you know, he invented a way of talking, the way he talks on Friends, Matt speak. And he showed him a clip, and Norm said, are you talking about sarcasm? Matthew Perry called sarcasm. He renamed it Matt speak.
Hilarious.
And Norm goes, you're talking about sarcasm?
What about the black odd couple, Gil?
They should have just said to him, oh, that was really good.
I think one of the younger writers said, I think Matthew Perry is a genius. And I think that's what it was. And Norm said, is he good at math or something? Harvey Weinstein was holding court. He was talking about he had seen that scene of alternative comedy, and he'd seen somebody that everybody, you know, was kind of at that moment was the king of that. That's all. And you know, Harvey Weinstein, I've been in, like, seen him at work. He's a very, like, obnoxious, like, he just yells shit out that he thinks is brilliant, like Stephen Wright jokes or something. Right. You can't have everything. Where would you put it? You know, stuff like that. So he goes, he says this guy's name, and Norm's sitting there. He's on with Lorne and everybody, and and Harvey Weinstein says this person's name and goes, I think Sons is a genius. And then he looks at Norm and goes, Norm, what do you think? And Norm goes, is he good at math or something? And it's like, okay.
All right, Artie, first things first. You and Chris Farley on the Dirty Work set.
Oh, wow. Dirty Work was his last movie, Farley.
Right.
And in between shooting Dirty Work and dying, he did Saturday Night Live. He hosted it. So Norm said he's out of control. You got to come to the after party to help me watch him. That's how out of control he was. I was asked to watch
Norm
him.
Macdonald and Artie Lang are babysitters.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So Norm leaves for a couple of minutes, and I see Chris disappear into a bathroom with Andy Dick. True story. 5 minutes he's in there. He comes out giggling. Norm comes back and goes, what's going on? I go, bad news, man. He went into a bathroom with Andy Dick for 5 minutes, and, you know, there's only two reasons a guy goes into a bathroom with Andy Dick, and neither one is good. And without missing a beat, Norm said, holy fuck, I hope he's high. So, good news, he was high.
Speaking of Norm.
Ah, there he is.
You and Norm.
Yeah, well, there's a few guys I could point to who helped, took a chance on me when I was either going to go to the joint or rehab, and it was Norm, Howard, and Quincy Jones who did Mad TV. We did a buddy comedy together. We met at the audition. I got terrible reviews when it came out. My hometown paper said Artie Lang has all the charm of a date rapist. True story. That's what the guy said in the review. So Norm said to me, hey, man, that's fucking great. A date rapist has to have way more charm than a regular rapist. He does things that are so ballsy. It takes a lot of risks, and it makes him fun, but also makes him very dangerous.
One more for you, Artie.
There you go.
There's no one better to talk to about show business than Norm because he's brutally honest about it. Like, I'll try to tell the story quick.
Go ahead.
When Norm had his last sitcom on Fox, right, he invited me to go to the upfronts with him. You know, that big thing where they introduce the shows to the advertisers? Yeah. So the head of Fox, this guy, Sandy Grushow, right out of Beverly Hills High, like permanent tan, permanent fake smile on his face.
Right.
The head of Fox goes up to Norm And it's Norm and Jason Bateman, whose show had premiered, and all these Fox people. Goes up to Norm and says, right in front of me and a bunch of people, goes, Norm, I want to let you know that your show is the highest tested show we've had in Fox history. And Norm goes, wow, man, thanks. That's unbelievable. Wow. And then Grushau leaves and goes to talk to Jason Bateman. So this other executive at Fox, this woman Tracy, something comes over and goes, where's Sandy? He was just here. And Norm goes, he's over there telling Bateman that his show is the highest tested show in the history of Fox.
See,
So
that's what I'm telling you.
Norm gets it. Another great quick Norm story. Great quick Norm story.
Kid, Artie.
Well, Jim will appreciate that. They do a big Rolling Stone article about the Kansas City.
That was a great one, man. Wait, what is this?
They do a big Rolling Stone article about the cast.
I got about the what?
So the cast of Saturday Night Live.
Right, yeah.
And it's everybody kissing each other's ass. So they ask Norm about Chris Kattan. And it's after pages of, I've never seen someone do better character work. Norm's quote is, he seems gay to me. He goes, I've never met a guy who said he wasn't gay. He seems so gay. But I guess he says he's not gay, so whatever.
Hey.
Feelings flowing up and down, picking up the pieces that you left behind, hitting a new type of flow, breathing in the smoke and clearing up my mind. The thoughts of you, I never knew what the hell you got me into.
Oh, I love that.
You want to hear? Go ahead. Go ahead. No, you go.
We're on SNL one time, right? This is what Norm just didn't care about anyone. This a quick story. Pamela Anderson is on, and every time a hot chick would come on, Kattan would go over the top and like, oh my God, he'd write a sketch. We're gonna make out.
Right.
She's hot. She's with Tommy Lee Hammer. Back off.
Yeah, right.
I mean, come on. So he writes a sketch, and they do this sketch where it's the Twilight Zone when everyone's in pig face or something.
Right.
So that's the goof. So me, Kattan, we're all in it, and Norm is the guy who's got to go, imagine if you will. And Norm doesn't read sketches, and he's a pro.
Right.
So he would rehearse it and go, hey, imagine if you will, and second time, and Kattan would go, my God, you don't even sound like him. Why would you do that? And I would stand and go, Norm, you gonna hit him back? Like, you gonna say something to him? You just gonna take that from this guy? Now we go to a dress show, which has an audience, and it's being filmed.
Right.
And again, he starts punking into Norm on the set.
Right.
He's going, oh my God, Norm, you gonna do it right? It's my only sketch.
Right, you don't sound like Rod Serling.
Hey, imagine, 10, 9, and we're on. Hey, imagine if you will. And he knew the deal.
Right.
Now we go to air. And Norm still hasn't said nothing. Every time Kattan would say something to him, I'd look at Norm like, hey, man, you're my hero. What's up? Because if you're not going to say something, I will.
Right.
And sure enough, he'd give me like a wink. I swear to you, he'd give me a wink. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Live Air comes on. And I'm like, 20 seconds to the Twilight Zone sketch. He starts up again. Where Mike, the whole audience is listening. He's like, oh, God, Kattan. Norm, you better sound like... Oh, God, Pamela, you're so hot. Norm, Pamela, I can't wait if you ever get rid of... 10 seconds! Norm turns to Kattan. Right for his head, he goes, hey, Pamela, did Chris tell you he's gay yet? And he's got all this rage because he likes being gay. Everyone, why don't you just say you're gay and you wouldn't have all this anger and be a pester? 5 seconds! And you wouldn't have all this rage and try to interrupt everyone's sketch because you suck this week. And we're on! Imagine if you will. Like, there's my hero. There's my hero.
See, he knew to save it for the live air.
Saved it. He saved
nice.
it.
And Kattan sank.
I couldn't even get my words out.
I know him since I'm a beginner. And my first comedy club gig ever is in Catch a Rising Star, Princeton. And Norm Macdonald, this is 1990 or 91. Norm's done a few local talk shows in America, small time, but he hasn't made it in America. He's kind of got a little following, and it's a big gig for me. And I'm hosting Norm shows, and this is when Andrew Dice Clay was the #1 comic in the world. And Norm was so different than that.
Yes. Yeah.
But comedy was hot, so the club was packed every night. And Norm had this weird accent, and his jokes were long, and they were often absurd. And, But here's Norm, this goofy Canadian accent, really telling these long, weird bits for 8 shows. And he probably bombed 3 out of 8 shows. Whenever he killed, he would kill, when it was a sophisticated crowd, he would get him and he would kill. He would just go backstage, he'd pull out a deck of cards, and he'd make me and Rich Voss play poker with him. When he bombed, inexplicably, he would go to the exit and say goodbye to every single person. I think to entertain me. I don't know if he just loved the awkwardness of it, or he was always one step ahead of me, and one step ahead of his fans. The industry, he was such a nut.
I love that. That's a committed person. But that's what I loved about him.
He was just grasping fame and figuring out how to be to be different.
And also one of the nicest, most genuine, authentic people.
Paradise with your body, I don't wanna share. We're making dynamite, explosive love intentions building in the air. Yeah. So baby,
and they go, coming up when because Norm started in Canada, he's Canadian.
Yeah.
They go, whenever he killed in these early years, working a weekend at Yuck Yucks or something.
Yeah.
When the show was over, he'd just hide, or he'd just go in the green room and sit there. But if he bombed, which Norm is the kind of comic who, like every other show,
yeah,
because he literally he just didn't care. When he bombed, which was like semi-regularly, he would wait in the hallway to shake audience members' hands, so that they had to see him again. So they're leaving. He's like, "How you doing? Hi."
That is the most gangster move.
Yeah, it totally is. But if he's like, if I kill, I don't want to do that.
Here's Norm's son, Dylan. Yeah.
Oh, hi. I just wanted to say that my father loved dogs, and he loved the 2nd annual HCA Award. and that ever since he was a kid in the Ottawa Valley, he always wanted to win a 2nd annual HCA Awards, and also to have a dog.
Thank you.
Remember, kids, a stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet. Unless he has candy, in which case he's probably a pedophile. So, maybe not that one. But... I'm on a seafood diet. I see food, and if it's a fish, I eat it.
Meta.
Yeah. So.
I hate meta.
It's tough though. There's so much sex. I know you got a family. You got a kid, right?
Yeah, I got a beautiful little kid.
How old is he?
He's 3. He's the greatest. Yeah.
Is he like? Let's just end there. How's your son? You guys having fun together? You doing?
Oh yeah, we went to Disney World last week in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place is great, man. Yeah. There are all these goofies there. And Mickey Mouse, and Pluto, and Chip and Dale.
Yeah, Chip and Dale. Sure.
Yeah, they're all there, and they don't wander around like they used to.
No.
They keep them in one place, and you have to line up to get, and even give autographs. What the hell you want an autograph from? So you get an autograph from a bitter college student making $4 an hour. But I didn't stand in line. That was an hour line to get an autograph from these guys. So what I did is I got autographs from some of the characters that my kids weren't aware of that are at Disneyland. I got an autograph from Security Man Guy and Mr. Popcorn Stand. They had a weird thing in that thing. There was a guy was taking a picture with his kid, and how Goofy was there, Or no, it was Mickey Mouse.
Right.
And Mickey Mouse was taking a picture with a little 2-year-old, and the 2-year-old's father was taking the picture, and the kid slipped out of Mickey's hands and fell down. And fortunately, Mickey has giant shoes, so it protected the child from smashing into the concrete.
Right.
And it hit it. He bounced off the shoe, And then there was bedlam. Everybody was like scared and everything, and everybody was worried and yelling. And meanwhile, Mickey has this big smile on his face. He doesn't know. You can't change his expression, you know? All he can do is like go,
You have a son also?
I have a son, yeah, a little older. He's, I want to say, he's 10 or 15.
Yeah.
The point is this. I want to give you a little advice. First of all, they get less cute.
Oh. Norm, I remember years ago you told me that you were there for the birth of your son, and I always remember this. And you said that was the most exciting thing you had ever participated in. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yes. And then what happened?
I took crystal meth. Find
family
great
time.
pleasure in my son being happy.
Ah.
Yeah.
How old is your son?
He's, what, 10, 15? Something?
You liar! He's 6. He's a 6-year-old. You just about you had sex in the last 10 years.
No, my son's 16 years old. He's 6. No, he's 16 years old.
He's 16.
Yeah.
So is he a confidant? Do you call him and, do you ever share personal, trials and tribulations and triumphs?
I would never do that to a child.
He's 16.
Well, I mean,
As you have said, he can't be a child forever. When are you going to put the hard realities of life on him?
Well, that's an interesting question. That is an interesting question because I actually have love for my son.
Yes.
Like deep,
of course.
deep love.
He's your son.
And so I don't want to damage him with
the way you were damaged.
With the harsh realities.
Damage? Oh, no, I had a great.
No,
but I don't want to damage him with any viewpoints I may have because he's not ready yet for reality. I think children aren't ready for reality for a while. But I do tell them that education is pointless and things like that.
What does his mother say?
She thinks that he should go to college and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should.
And you're
Not
like,
everyone can grow
don't
up and be
waste
a
your money.
comedian.
Yeah, I'm saying it's just arbitrary nonsense. It's I tell him even the classes he takes now, it's just ridiculous. That algebra has no meaning and none of this stuff.
Unless he becomes an engineer.
Well, unless he becomes.
Do you have no hope for this child?
Unless he becomes a math teacher, math professor. But I mean, you think it's a coincidence that they have 6 subjects out of 10 billion that they teach in school?
And then you
just
pick one of the 10 billion to focus on.
No, you have to.
You
they
need
don't teach
basic
you
math.
10 billion.
You need basic language. It's lovely when the school has art or music, which none of them do anymore. A little PE to keep us from getting fat. I mean, come on.
Yeah. No, they have
little
some good
science,
ones.
some
They
of the
have some
basic
good
science stuff. Sure they do. Of course they do.
No, I tell him if he wants to go to college, he should have a goal, to be.
He can't. He's 16. No kid at 16 has a goal. Their goal is to be a rock star.
Or have sex.
Well,
right. I mean, that's actually the goal.
Does he want to have sex? Or did you tell him, don't bother with that? There's nothing for you in that. It's just repetitive. It's over and over.
I
Same
would
thing.
discuss something like that with him. I hold him in too high esteem to discuss it.
We're super short on time. I've already missed my traffic thing. I'm fascinated. I don't know whether to slap you or hug you. Like, seriously, I feel like someone needs to shake you and knock some sense into you. We are going to take a short break.
Or maybe you.
What?
Maybe you.
Knock sense into me? No, I'm doing fine. I'm good over here.
Oh, me too.
No, you're not. I'm telling you. I know from broken people, Norm Macdonald.
I was at a party with a friend and I noticed you first. And you returned my gaze, knew how to quench my thirst. You took me to that room like a dream come true. The dance you performed was just for me and you. Kisses on the neck, then you work your way down. Let yourself go for me all around town. Seductively stood before, but it feels so good.
What are the best things in your life right now?
The best thing is my son. The only time it seems you ever survive a airplane crash is if you crash into the Andes, and that's even worse because you have to fight with the moral quandary of cannibalism, which I am against, by the way. If you know anything about my work, you will know my tireless devotion to the anti-cannibalism cause. But I'm not going to use this as a bully pulpit. Most of you are adults, and you've cemented your views on cannibalism. I like to go for the kids, you know, the young people. I go all across this great country, and I go to the schools, and I talk to the children, you know, and I tell them, I go, listen, you might think it's cool to eat your buddy in algebra class, and I'm not going to lie to you, you will be the talk of the school for a few years, but what about the future? What about the future, I tell them. Here's the problem with crashing in the Andes and having to resort to cannibalism is they take so long to decide, you know what I mean? They always go, oh, I don't want to eat a guy, oh, I can't do it, you know? And I can't eat the co-pilot, can't do it, you know? And then days go by, I go, hey, maybe we should eat the co-pilot, you know? And finally, they're maddened by hunger, and then they just attack, and they got co-pilot blood all over them, co-pilot viscera falling out of their mouth on their pink shirts, you know? And that's no way to eat. You can't gorge. Any dietitian will tell you. You cannot gorge. The thing to do is graze. That's the right way to eat, you know? You wake up, you have a small meal of co-pilot. Then, around lunchtime, you have a small meal of co-pilot. Then, around, I think about 6 times during the whole day, you have a small portion of co-pilot. Any dietitian will tell you, I tell you. Not that I'm a dietitian. I don't pretend to be a dietitian. Well, sometimes I do, but it's only to get the ladies, you know, the big fat ladies. I go up, I go, hey, you want to go on a diet on account I'm a dietitian, and then they leave with me. Sometimes. Sometimes they just get angry, you know. I don't know. But I don't even know what I was talking about. Weren't we talking about slut shaming? I don't know. Nobody knows anymore. Oh, I know. Yes, the airplane. Yes. You know, this is the thing. You got to be ready for anything life throws you in this here world. That's what I've learned as I've aged, you know? And I'm ready. Like cannibalism, I know what I would do in the Andes on account of I've thought it over. I've thought over my position. You see what I mean? Like I flew in from Vegas, I remember one time, and there was some turbulence. And I was like, I'm eating that fucker in 14 years. The thing is, you got to be ready. You know, you got to be ready for anything this world throws at you. You know, and you know, and I am. You know, like I remember one time I was flying from Vegas to L.A. and there was a little turbulence, and I remember I said I'm gonna eat that fucker in 14A. Ooh, that guy looked delicious. Big fat guy.
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my mind.
According to an obscure 14th century law, British Army Captain James Hewitt could be hanged for having an affair with Princess Diana. The punishment for having sex with Princess Diana is death. The punishment for having sex with Princess Anne is having sex with Princess Anne. In other book news, Prince Charles released an autobiography in which he states that he never loved Princess Di and that his father pressured him to marry her. The book is entitled, Of Course O.J. Did It. I mean, come on. New York City doorman Lenny Ladenhoff nearly fell over from shock when Princess Diana confided to him that she was feeling horny and invited him to drop by her hotel suite Thursday evening. Way to go, Lenny! A blind man felt Princess Diana's face last week and said she is the prettiest woman I've ever seen. He then picked up a toilet plunger and said, "Thank you for this royal scepter. I shall treasure it always." And now a correction to a story we ran last week. Prince Charles is actually the one in the middle. So we apologize for that. Well, New Yorkers were asked in a recent survey what they thought of the new slicked-back hairdo Princess Di displayed on a recent trip to the city. 38% of New Yorkers approved, 45% disapproved, and 17% said, "You stopped me for this? Now I'm going to shoot you." Former British cavalry officer James Hewitt, who was Lady Diana's secret lover, says he will never, ever disclose the contents of more than 100 love letters that she sent to him. This, according to Hewitt's new book, I Banged a Princess. In England, a much-publicized videotape of a naked Princess Diana having sex with her lover, Captain James Hewitt, has turned out to be a fake. But on the bright side, it's still a video of two naked people having sex. The Franklin Mint has announced plans to market a Princess Diana porcelain doll. And the timing of the move has made some people very unhappy. Critics charge that the doll is in poor taste, and they're even more upset about the Franklin Mint's other new offering, porcelain landmines. You can play with them together if you want. A Tampa businesswoman who bought several of Princess Diana's gowns as a collector is now putting them on display to raise money for charity. However, her method of display is being described by many as inappropriate. Still, for 4 bits, you know, it's a good deal. Well, a sad story from Britain this week. According to the Earl of Spencer, several intruders have recently broken into his family estate in search of souvenirs from Princess Diana's grave. But the Earl says he knows just how to protect the site. Landmines.
I use my time for you know what I do? I do a lot of charity work for things that people, I don't like arguing with people, you know, when they have another opinion than me. So what I do is I pick very popular opinions, and then I work for those people. Like, for instance, there was, you know the landmine big thing? Princess Diana, one of the greatest people who ever lived, she was against landmines. So tragically, she died, you know, before her landmine crusade really got rolling, you know. And of course, it was a terrible tragedy and everything like that. And then she died, and hey, how about this? Remember when she died, and then Elton John wrote that song for her, but it was the same song that he wrote for Marilyn Monroe? That seems like kind of a jip. Like the king's like, hey, man, you wrote a song for my daughter? I don't know if there's a king. You wrote a song for Princess Diana? Yes. Well, you all ready? She just died an hour ago. Yeah, I wrote it. I wrote it. And here it is. She lived her life like a candle in the wind. Wait a minute. It sounds like that song you wrote about Marilyn Monroe. Well, it's a little bit. Some of the same words. Well, why'd you do that? Because they're similar when you think about it. Come on. Marilyn Monroe, she was taking crazy drugs and promiscuous, running around. Man, you know, you never knew if she was going to live or die. She's just living her life crazy like a candle in the wind, you know. And Princess Di, she lived in a castle. But, you know, they're sort of the same. They were blonde. I got to go. But anyways, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, that I am very against landmines. So I will go and I will make, I'll go to protests, and I'll have a big sign that says, no more landmines. Because if you don't know about landmines, hey, you're educating me about stuff tonight.
According to an obscure 14th century law, British Army Captain James Hewitt could be hanged for having an affair with Princess Diana. The punishment for having sex with Princess Diana is death. The punishment for having sex with Princess Anne is having sex with Princess Anne. In other book news, Prince Charles released an autobiography in which he states that he never loved Princess Di and that his father pressured him to marry her. The book is entitled, Of Course O.J. Did It. I mean, come on. New York City doorman Lenny Ladenhoff nearly fell over from shock when Princess Diana confided to him that she was feeling horny and invited him to drop by her hotel suite Thursday evening. Way to go, Lenny! A blind man felt Princess Diana's face last week and said she is the prettiest woman I've ever seen. He then picked up a toilet plunger and said, "Thank you for this royal scepter."
Ladies and gentlemen, Norm Macdonald.
You're very kind. You know, in the, what's that? Oh, yeah, no. No, you're absolutely right. That is my name. You know, when the people here asked me to do the show, I gotta say, I felt kind of weird, I don't know if you remember this, but I used to actually be on this show, I used to do the weekend update news routine. You remember that? And, yeah. That's where I did the make-believe news jokes, That was me, right? So then, a year and a half ago, right, I had a sort of a disagreement with the management at the NBC. I wanted to keep my job, right? And they felt the exact opposite. So you see, they fired me because they said that I wasn't funny, Now, with most jobs, I could have had a hell of a lawsuit on my hands for that, but see, this is a comedy show. So they got me, you don't want. But now, this is the weird part, right? It's only a year and a half later, and now they asked me to host the show. So I wondered, I go, hey, wait a second here. Hey! I go, how did I go in a year and a half from being not funny enough to be even allowed in the building to being so funny that I'm now hosting the show? How did I suddenly get so damn funny? It was inexplicable to me, because a year and a half, let's face it, is not enough time for a dude to learn how to be funny. Then it occurred to me, I haven't gotten funnier. The show has gotten really bad. So yeah, I'm funny compared to, well, you'll see later. But okay, so let's recap. The bad news is, I'm still not funny. The good news is, the show blows.
All right, folks, we got a bad show for you tonight. Dr. Dre, Snoop Doggy Dogg, and Eminem are here. We'll be right back.
We all had to pitch to Lorne, and then I realized early that I would pitch all like my real ideas and like I wanted to impress everybody, and I would give like, and then this happens, and then this is the joke, and then this is, and the big twist is this. At the end. So then when it got to the table for table read in front of like 40 people, no one laughed because I did the sketch in the room. And then I realized like a couple months in, there was the art of the fake pitch. And like Kevin Nealon and Norm Macdonald, it was like a contest every week to see who could come up with the fucking weirdest fake pitch that the host believed was actually happening. And the rest of the room we all knew it wasn't. Lorne knew it wasn't.
That's awesome.
But I remember like Kevin Nealon every week would do 2 fake pitches and go, also I have this idea where you live at the top of one of those runaway truck ramps, you know, in your house all the way up there. And it's like dinner time. A truck comes flying through your house, man. And the host would go, yeah, this is funny. I mean, but every week. And we would all just be laughing so hard. And the host is looking around like, yeah, that is funny, right? But we're laughing because the host is a fucking moron. And then Norm, I remember, it was Bob Newhart goes, I got this idea. People always confuse literally and figuratively. A guy will go, hey, how was that movie you just saw, you know? And I go, oh, my God. It was so funny. I literally laughed my head off. But he didn't, you know, because he's got a head still. And Bob Newhart just stared at Norm like, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. And then Norm, like a dog with a chew toy, was like, I'm not leaving this room until lock the doors like a prison movie.
He's going to break him?
Like, yeah. And he goes, or you go, hey, how's your wife? Well, she literally died when she got your message. She literally dropped dead right there on the floor. She's died. She literally died, and now he's moving like closer.
Did Newhart break at a certain point?
Yeah, eventually he's just fucking. And then that week, Norm did a sketch where he was Charles Kuralt, and he was the only. It was just Charles Kuralt alone talking to camera, and we're all like in full Charles Kuralt makeup, unrecognizable, and you're like, his fake sketches were better than anything I ever actually got on air.
He's amazing, isn't he? He's an amazing guy.
He is amazing.
Norm Macdonald story. We were filming a sketch. Now, when we first got Saturday Night Live, Norm Macdonald sat us all down, the cast, and he goes, listen, I'm the update guy, okay? Now, if I want to do a sketch, I'm like the star, and I don't want it, but I'm getting it on. Don't write any of your sketches and put me in them. Don't put me in any of your gay sketches. That's what he said. He goes, but be prepared. If I'm doing a sketch, it's getting on. All right. 2 years later, he doesn't do any sketches. He just does the update. Pamela Anderson comes on. Now, whenever a beautiful woman would come on, Chris Kattan would always write a sketch where he gets to make out with the girl. And he'd always over-flirt with her, like, oh my God, you're so sexy, you're hot, I want to sex you up, think you're cute, I want to go on a date, you single, I want to hot, you're sexy. Which was weird, because I always swore that he lived in the closet. Not that I care. No, I'm just saying, I always, you're like, well, you sure? You can tell me if you want, because he was very... he's very flamboyant, and he would always bring up gay in conversation, which was, to me, weird. It's like, you're like, oh my God, I was watching football, and I don't know, it just started making me feel gay. Ever feel that way? No. Not really. But if it makes you, all right. And I took that as a hint, because... Like a pot smoker will hang out with a group, and they'll go, and there's always one that drops the little hint to test the crowd. You're like, yeah, so we go out tonight. It'd be weird. I don't really smoke pot, but, maybe tonight if someone's got nothing. But I would never do that, because it's weird. It's drugs and stuff. But you automatically know, like, oh, okay, he's looking for, I'll talk to you when no one's around. So I didn't know if Catan was that guy. I'm like, oh my God, because he'd say it a lot. He'd be like, oh my God, I was on an airplane. I don't know, I just felt gay. Not me, but, whatever, knock it out. So, Pamela Anderson, she's on the show. And she goes on, and we're getting ready to do a sketch. Now, when we read a sketch, we try it out on Wednesday. Wednesday, you want to read it, sell it, and try to get it to be picked up to work on for the week. Now, Norm Macdonald is playing the guy from the Twilight Zone. I don't remember his name, but the sketch is like, imagine, if you will, another place in time. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. So, but Norm, this is how he reads the sketch. He goes, hey, imagine, if you will, another place in time. Twilight Zone, yeah, pig faces. Well, they picked the sketch up, and they put me, Catan, and Sherry O'Terry in the sketch, okay? Now, it's Saturday. It's Saturday, the day of the show. We go on the floor, and if Catan wasn't starring in a sketch, he'd start nitpicking at other cast members. And he started busting on Norm. He's like, oh my God, Norm, Jesus, you don't even sound like the guy. You're not gonna get this. It's not gonna get picked up. Why are you acting that way? I mean, sound like the guy. Pamela, you're so hot. You're so sexy. Tommy Lee, I'm bigger than Tommy Lee. Me and you can hang out with stuck face. God, Norm, you're awful. Sound like him. And the whole time I'm looking at Norm like, you're not gonna do anything? I've seen you be so rude. You're not gonna say something to Catan? You're gonna let him pick on you? And he's just looking at him like, yeah. Nothing happens. Now's the dress show. On Saturday Night Live, there's a live show and there's a dress show. The dress show, they film the whole show. God forbid something happens, they have a show in the can. But also, they do a lot of sketches because you're trying to get on. Sketches are going to get cut, and then you only see the live version. So we're working our ass off for the dress show. Packed crowd, ready to go. 1 minute for the Twilight Zone. Norm Macdonald, Chris Catan, Jim Brewer, Sherry O'Terry to the floor. We get on the floor as a crowd, our mics are on. Swear to God, Catan's going, God, Norm, where'd you hear this guy? You sound terrible. I can do impression better. Did you work on it? Pamela, you're so hot. I'm gonna suck your face and rub up against you, and me and you are gonna hang out and suck your face. You go in the party, we're gonna hump and hang out and dry hump your leg at the party. 30 seconds. God, Norm, you're never gonna get this. God, try. Aren't you guys concerned? We're not gonna get on the air. 10 seconds. I'm gonna bam, I'm gonna feel you and I'm rub up against your butt and hot and... Go! Norm Macdonald. Hey, imagine, if you will, another place in time, and that's the same thing. And I went, I can't believe this is where you want to try to knock it out. And he just let it go like that. Now, when the show's over, you walk into Lorne Michaels' room. And when you go in there, there's a billboard. And it shows you what sketches are on. And when we walk in, go ahead, I'll wait for you. When we walk in, take your time, it's over there. And when we first walk in, it says the Twilight Zone sketch. I'm like, wow, how did that make it? So here we are, live show, monologue. Pamela Anderson comes out, first sketch of the night. 1 minute for kickoff of the show. Jim Brewer, Sherry O'Terry, Chris Catan, Will Ferrell. Not Will Ferrell. Norm Macdonald. All this show. So we get there, live show. 1 minute to live on the air. Catan starts. God, Norm, you're like terrible.
We got 1 minute. You're gonna sound terrible on national television. Don't you care? Oh my God, you don't even care? Don't you feel gay? God, what's wrong with you?
And I can't believe, like, I'm getting mad that he's trying to throw Norm off his game. Like, he's live TV. And then,
oh my God, Pamela, you going to the party? You're hot. I'm gonna text you in
30 seconds.
God, Norm, wait till you hear him. It's terrible. Why don't you stay at the update desk?
20 seconds.
Pamela, you're so hot.
15 seconds. Norm had a cigarette. Puts it out. 10 seconds.
Hey, Catan. By the way, if everyone didn't know, Catan's gay, but he doesn't tell anyone he's gay. And that's why he's this angry little bitch, and he just takes it out on everyone, and he tries to hit on Pamela Anderson, who you know would never be with you. She went timely late.
5 seconds!
So why don't you just come out of the closet and admit you're gay and you wouldn't live a lie, you little bitch?
We're on! Imagine if you will. Another pacing top.
I never knew there was such a thing as a person that could work in comedy. Like I thought, I had seen the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. We got it rarely in Canada, but we got it. And I thought there was like 5 comedians, and they all had nice sweaters. Like, man.
It's a nice sweater.
Thanks. And that's what I thought. And I didn't know that there was this subculture of comedians that traveled all around telling their, rather unseemly jokes to, drunk patrons, and tried to hit on waitresses and asked if all the food was free. So then when I found that out, I said, that's great, because before that I only had jobs, I only had manual labor jobs. And
like what? What's a real job you did that you would call manual labor?
Well, the cooler ones were like I was a chokerman for a logging company. And,
a what?
It's a person that puts the. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's a thing where a goddamn tree can fall on you.
Okay, all right, fine.
Every week, okay, hey, where's Pete? That tree fell on him. So, and we all made a lot of money. We made $17 an hour. And I remember at one point I was talking to the dishwasher that everybody made fun of, old Sam. And I said, Sam, what do you make? He's like, $17 an hour. I'm like, what? So everybody made $17 an hour. So then I was like, I want to be the dishwasher. It turned out there's a huge waiting list that included almost everyone in the logging camp. They wanted to be a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Because when you were washing dishes, the likelihood of a tree falling on you was highly diminished. Hey, I'm Norm Macdonald. When I was a young man of 14, I attended a Jesuit school in Montreal, and it was very tough. It was for the best and the brightest. And come summertime, my dad decided it was time that a boy become a man, and that I take on the work and the liberties that go along with it of having a job. And so he'd done very well in real estate, and had moved into the nascent field of hedge fund management. So he said, son, how would you like to be a hedge fund manager for the summer? And I wanted to play with my friends and so forth, but I said, yeah, sure, why not? So I became a hedge fund manager. It was the summer for me in school was 3 months. And in that 3 months, I made $280,000 for the firm. What do you think they paid me? $190,000. I did all the work and made, barely 60% of the money. But it taught me a valuable lesson that the people who control the money are the ones that make the money, not the people that are down in the trenches of Lipscomb, Macdonald, and Levine that truly made me. It taught me a very valuable life lesson. Thank you.
I was a door-to-door salesman.
Did you really? What'd you sell?
Doors. It never worked out. That was it.
What other jobs have you had besides actor and comedian?
I was a town drunk, village idiot.
No, but be serious for a second.
Yeah.
Did you ever wait table or drive a cab or something like that?
I did. I don't drive, but
right.
I worked.
Did you ever ride cab?
Right. It doesn't pay well though. I did a lot of manual labor. Did all manual labor.
Really?
Yeah.
Like brickwork?
Brickwork, I did. Yeah.
You're making all this up as we go, aren't you?
No.
That whole thing that we showed about the Scrabble game, you made that whole thing up,
No,
did you?
no. That was truth. Truth is stranger than fiction.
You
I
said
keep
that.
trying to tell you that.
Heavy lifting?
I did a lot of heavy lifting. I moved furniture. That's a hard job,
Yes, it
moving
is,
furniture, because the stairs are never right for the contours of the giant couch that you have to lift up. But people that I worked with, man, they loved lifting furniture.
Yep.
One time, this is an interesting story time. It's probably too long, but I was working with an old guy, old guy. His name was Gus, and we had to move this thing up a ladder, see, to a balcony, because we couldn't get it up the twisting spiral staircase.
Okay.
So we have to go outside and put a ladder up. So old Gus, he's on the balcony, you understand?
Yep.
With a rope holding this giant refrigerator.
And abs of steel.
And abs of steel. I'm on the bottom, climbing up the ladder, pushing the refrigerator.
Yeah.
I slip off the ladder and fall down, and old Gus has the entire weight of the refrigerator. And all his muscles are shooting out, and he wouldn't let go,
Abs of steel.
Abs of steel. That wasn't a good story.
No, it's a great story.
Was it
It's a
all right?
fabulous.
I've noticed lately, everybody has an opinion. And when I was young, it wasn't that way, People would have maybe, 6 opinions, Sometimes you meet a guy, he'd have 8 opinions. You go, God damn, that guy's opinionated. But about 6 opinions, that'd be about, and most of them were about food, tell you the truth. People would go, Count Chocula, what the fuck's wrong with you? Stuff like that. I have opinions. I have opinions that everybody holds, like, I don't know. Yellow's the best color, but I don't know if you call that an opinion, it's just a, oh, hold on, it's my phone. Hello? I got to phone you back on account I'm doing a special on the TV, comedy special. So I'll call you back, okay? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, I was saying I got really no opinions, and I know a lot of people don't have opinions on account of I see it on the TV. Like I'll watch CNN, and they'll ask a question, and sometimes it's tough, they'll say like, what do you think that Southeast Asian Sea treaty, how do you think that'll affect the gross national product of Singapore? And anyways, at the end, they asked that question, do you think it's good, yes or no? And then at the end, they show the answer. I'm a sucker for a poll, so I always like to, I take part in, at the end, you will always see the same thing. It will be like, they'll show the poll and it's in like a pie chart, and then you'll go, God damn, I wish I had some pie. Anyway, they show in a pie chart and it'll be like 45% yes, 45% no, 10% I don't know. So that's fine, I'm not ashamed of being part of 10%, sounds small, but 10% of this great country, that's 35 million people. That don't know, that's fine. And I'm a sucker, man. I always, anytime I see one of those polls, I phone up, I go, hello, is this the TV? Yeah, you asked a question earlier. I don't know the answer to the question. But listen, I got a question for you. What'd that second word mean, anyway? It did? All right, well, I better end up in that pole that looks like a pie, fella. I'm no sap. And then I hang up my phone.
Why you going high? Push me to the side. Just keep going on and I ain't getting tired. Yeah, you try to crucify all the good inside. You go and come now.
Opinions are like assholes. Neil Patrick Harris wants to stuff. You should let me read this ahead. Opinions are like assholes. Neil Patrick Harris wants to stuff his cock in them. Oh, wait, that's just assholes. It didn't get a laugh, but I'm laughing. That's very funny.
How many Polish guys does it take to screw in a light bulb? The question cannot be answered because Polish people are so fucking stupid that no matter how many of them are available, none of them would ever be able to complete that simple task.
This is a meta joke. Have you aware of these meta jokes?
How many comedians does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
2. One to do it, and the other guy to go, how long's he been up there?
I like that.
On stage.
Yeah, because I was going, how long?
Like, how long?
Oh, that's a good one. I was going to say that the Polish government did actually try to land on the sun back in the
No, they didn't.
Yes, and they were ridiculed for it because they said you'll burn up when you come anywhere near. They said we're going at night.
Who?
Now,
Well, no, I've never asked you this before, and we've been good friends for many years. Okay, I made that up, but
No. We haven't?
No, we're friends. We're good friends, but I don't know what your. I'm Macdonald. Is that Irish? Is that Scottish? What's your ethnic background?
My ethnic background is Polish.
Are you really Polish? Wow.
Polish people,
I didn't
yeah.
realize that.
Yeah.
Macdonald, you don't.
Well, my parents changed their names. They had to because of the constant ribbing they'd get for being Polish, And so they changed their name to Macdonald. But, it's one of the things that I get a little upset about it, because,
All
you
the
can't.
Polish jokes and stuff.
You can't make jokes about other people, but for some reason you make jokes about Polish people,
Right.
I don't like it.
Right. You shouldn't. That sounds bad, yeah.
I had an experience, I go in and I order a Polish sausage, from this guy, and so the guy says to me, you must be Polish. And I said, come on, man. Come on. Think about it, what you're saying. I'm trying to knock some sense into this fella's head, maybe give him a wider world view,
Sure, yeah.
I said, you think because I order a Polish sausage, I'm Polish? I said, what if somebody came in here and ordered French toast? Would you think he was French?
Right.
What if somebody came in here and ordered a Belgian waffle? Would you consider that guy a Belgian? If a guy came in and ordered a German bratwurst, would you consider that fella to be a German fella?
Right.
I said, what if a guy came in and ordered German potato salad? I suppose you'd think he was German too. Yeah?
Yeah.
What if a guy...
Wow, you talked to this guy for a while.
I'm telling you, man. With racists, you have to get through
You have to
them.
really get it into their head. Right.
I said, if a guy came in and he ordered a Cuban hamburger, are you going to assume he's a Cuban?
Right.
I said, I think it is absolutely ridiculous that just because I come in here, I order a Polish sausage, why would you jump to the fact that I'm Polish?
Right.
And the guy says to me, well, first of all, it's a hardware store.
And you hate Polish jokes, don't you? You just hate them.
No, I think they're disgusting.
I'm scared of letting go. I'm scared of letting go. I'm scared of letting go. I'm scared of letting go of everything in the past.
The weekend update guy on Saturday Night Live. Now he's moved on. He's got a new movie coming out on Friday called Dirty Work.
Hey, the trunk looks kind of small there, Anton. It's live. I'm on live TV. Trunk's fine. As you can see, friend, it's not small. It's a big trunk. I'll show you right here. Well, you got a dead hooker in the trunk. What? No. It can't be.
Yes, it was. It was a dead hooker.
It wasn't a dead hooker!
Hell, I know a dead hooker when I see one.
Hey, folks, come on.
Hey, here's another dead hooker in this trunk.
What?
Oh, my goodness.
What are you doing?
I've never seen so many dead hookers in all my life.
Lord knows I have.
This is Norm Macdonald. Thank you.
Thanks. Hey, how are you?
Thanks for doing the show.
Thanks for having me.
Funny clip.
Oh, yeah. This is a funny movie to make, you know. We had a lot of fun. It's tough, though, making movies, you know, because this is the first thing I've done where I had a different name. Like when I did Saturday Night Live, I was Norm, and my real name is Norm.
There you go.
So on this movie, like, my character's name was Mitch, and so a lot of times it'd be tough, like, in a scene, like, a guy would go, hey, Mitch, we got to get going. I go, huh? And they go,
confusing.
yeah, and they go, you're Mitch. And I go, yes, Mitch, that's me. And then they go, cut, you know, that's it.
Were there any prostitutes hurt in the making of this movie? Or...
Well, Chevy Chase beat up one pretty bad, actually.
So Chevy is in the movie?
Chevy's in the movie, yeah. He's a great man. He was my hero when I was a kid. So the great thrill of me when I wrote this movie with my buddies Frank and Fred was to put all guys I love, Don Rickles, Chevy Chase, Chris Farley, all my favorite funny guys ended up doing it. So I was
Love Don Rickles.
Yeah, Rickles is the greatest.
Animals in the movie?
There are animals. No, there aren't any animals. But we did kill some. You know when they put at the end there were no animals killed? That's hard to do. You know, we were killing possum and stuff. And we killed a horse.
How about any dolphins or no? No dolphins.
No, we would never kill a dolphin.
That's wrong. I saw you last week on Regis and Kathy Lee.
Oh, yeah.
And it was fun. Although I got uncomfortable at the end because Kathy Lee was casting you as a leading man, romantic leading man, which is fine. That's very believable. But was she hitting on you, or what was she? Was she flirting, or what was going on?
No, well, she's a lady, and I'm a man. And she's an incredibly beautiful woman, like, especially in person.
You've seen her up close, is that true?
Oh, my God, she's so beautiful. She's really pretty, and you know, she's taken. She's married, but...
I thought
he treats her really well,
Right, we know. I thought you... Don Ohlmeyer, we've mentioned him, was going to... MGM does the movie. They were gonna buy time during the NBA Finals.
Yeah, how cool would that have been?
That would have been great.
But Don Ohlmeyer nixed it. He pulled all the ads for
Do you think it was the OJ stuff? Because I have an idea. If you would do some pro-OJ jokes or pro-wife murderer jokes, you could still do that now. Do you think then he would come back around?
I think he's definitely rehabilitated himself because now he just stabs women with bananas. Right?
I've seen that. That's right.
So that's doing a lot better, you know? And I think, I'll say right now, this will help Don Ohlmeyer, but the only thing O.J. Simpson is guilty of is being one of the greatest linebackers ever.
That would be running back. That would be running back. That's okay. It's time for 5 questions. There we go.
Feelings going up and down, picking up the pieces that you left behind, hitting a new type of flow, breathing in the smoke and clearing up my mind. The thoughts of you, I never knew what the hell you got me into.
This is going to be tough because I only know 4 things.
Wow, we may ask 4 of those.
That'd be great.
We start with geography. Who's your favorite supermodel from Australia?
Supermodel from Australia. That would be Alan McPherson.
That is correct. I chose that one. Okay. The blackjack dealer is showing a 7. Do you split your 8s?
You always split 8s, yes.
Yes, very good. Let's play the pyramid. Schwarzkopf. Generally...
Famous Norman.
Yes. Wow. That guy's in the bar. Very good. Category is dirty tricks in the play of the same name. Who pulled a fast one on Othello?
Yago.
Wow, that is good. You weren't supposed to hit that one. And now we finished very difficult. Finally, NBC's Don Ohlmeyer. Punk-ass bitch or bitch-ass punk?
Well, that's an age-old debate that I can't get into. We'll never answer that one.
That is correct. This is awesome. Yes, he did. Dirty Work opens on Friday. Big hand for Norm Macdonald.
Everyone that meets you does an impression of you.
What?
You're one of those guys that you make such an impression on people that everyone that meets you does a Norm Macdonald.
It's amazing how, like, some of your friends, like, you know, seriously, like those guys who came out of Saturday Night Live, like Sandler, you, Chris Rock. There's a lot of guys who sort of all of a sudden are like real big players.
Norm got his own TV show.
Norm's doing well. What?
What?
Do you hang out with Norm, or is it impossible?
It's pretty impossible because he's crazy.
He is.
In L.A., I call him and he goes, I go, what happened last week? I called you to go. You called me? And I go, yeah. On my phone? I go, yeah. And he goes, oh, yeah, I got that. I go, you didn't call me back? No.
And he's serious.
Yeah, he's crazy.
And yeah, I know. Like, I have him on the show.
I love him, though. He's the funniest guy around. I think you need to be kind of crazy to be really funny.
He is very funny.
I'm just walking into the bar. It was noon when he called me. It was 8:30 at night. And he goes,
I know.
Where are you going? And I'm like, I'm fucking hammered. I'm going home. He's like, I just got here. And I'm like, I know, you're 8 hours late. Like, well, have a fucking beer. Why are you being weird? I'm like, I'm not. I want to go. I can't walk or see.
I call up Norm. I said, Norm, you want to go to Palm Springs with me? It's a 3-day Jim McClain course. Yeah. So I pick him up. He rides out there with his feet out the window all the way, listening to Johnny Cash. Remember that?
Yeah.
And we get out there, and the next morning I call him to wake him up to go. He's sound asleep. I got to call him like 3 times and knock on his door. And then he gets up and he goes, I can't find my shoes. He's like being a little kid.
I saw you on Conan once, and you said crack whore and midget several times.
Yeah.
So then I did do a thing, full confession. I did Norm Macdonald as an alarm clock. And it was like, this is what it was. Wake up. Hey, wake up there. There's a crack whore and a midget in your bed. So I just thought that was really funny, right?
What about the other impressions?
Drunk guy comes up to him at the bar and goes, hey, aren't you Norma? And he's gone. He's just suddenly gone.
None of this.
Norm's back at the bar going, hey, what happened? What happened to that guy? Hey, where'd he go?
Bad. That's right.
Where'd he go?
That's pretty good.
Well, I can get you down.
That's pretty good.
Kind of in here somewhere.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
This character is voiced by Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, that's Yaphet.
And that he's just a blob.
He's a blob.
Yeah, and how did you get Norm to do it? I love Norm Macdonald.
I asked him, do you want to be a blob? And he said, yeah, sure, I'll be a blob. Sure, why not?
Yeah, sure, I'll be a blob.
That's how it happened.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Are you buddies with Norm?
I don't know Norm super well, but I've been a huge fan of his for many years. He's that guy who's, for me, he's high on the list of SNL people.
I'll just say, he goes, hey, look, Dan, not everyone's a real pain in the ass like you, and you're screwed. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you. Nobody can stand you. I can't stand you. You ask around anyone. 3 seconds. And he just insulted him on such levels that was so wrong that I can't repeat. And Lily, when the sketch started, he turned and goes, imagine if you will. I just nailed it.
Probably the funniest, smartest person I've ever met. I'll give you a story about Norman. Dirty Work came out. The reviews weren't great. It's become like a cult thing, but especially up here. And the people are very affectionate about that movie, and I think that's a testament to Norm. I got to hang out with Chris Farley for like 2 weeks. And it was his last movie, and he was the funniest human being I ever met in my life. So him and Norm, Adam Sandler came up to do a part, Don Rickles, Chevy Chase. It was like unbelievable. It was great. So the review came out in my hometown paper. The critic said Artie Lang has all the charm of a date rapist.
Oh my goodness!
That's what he said. Okay, my
They
mother
can write that.
My mother read that.
Oh my gosh!
So Norm,
so wrong.
this is how smart Norm is. Within 3 seconds, this was Norm's response when I told him, because he thought I was upset. He goes, "Hey man, that's fucking great." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "A date rapist has to have way more charm than a regular rapist." Like, to think of something that witty right away. That's the kind of guy he is. You just laugh and.
You know, Norm's one of those guys, he'll write something, it's a really funny joke, but also let you realize he's a sick fucker. You know, it's like he said,
yes.
You ever find yourself, one of his Norm's bits, which I just thought like, I fell off my chair, and he said, you ever find yourself lying, telling a lie, and you're halfway through, you realize, wait a minute, there's no possible way I could benefit from this lie. Why am I lying? Saying, hey, did you see Avatar? Yeah. To me, that's just a monster.
Yeah,
you know, that's a twisted mind.
Yeah, he's.
If you want to hear a story,
I love me a Norm story.
One time we were in the office doing update stuff, and there'd been a news item about there was going to be a newspaper for the homeless. You know, and so we were thinking about doing some of that. So we started improvising. It was more of a scene, not something we could do on the segment, but it was like a tough kind of Perry White kind of editor going like, "You, Miller, I want 500 words on going to the bathroom in your pants. You, Immel, give me something. Give me a human interest thing on urine-stained mattress. You know, was that kind of thing. Yeah. And like a lot of like photos, maybe some, you know, a little human side. You know, what are pets, that kind of thing. And so nothing came of it, and I sort of forgot we had the conversation, and then the first meeting we have after the summer, Norm comes in and goes, hey, Downey, remember that, that thing we were talking about there with the, remember that thing with the newspaper for the homeless, you know, that thing, the homeless newspaper? And I go, yeah. He goes, yeah, well, you know, I was out in L.A. and I was asked to do this benefit, you know, for the coalition to feed the homeless, you know. And, you know, and I'm going, no. And he goes, yeah, you know, I did that bit, you know. They hated it. Hated it.
All right, you tell me now. That's the Andy Kaufman part of the joke, or is he actually surprised that they hated it? That's what I can't quite figure with Norm.
I know.
Well, you know what? I like Norm Macdonald. Let's give him the money for the week.
I didn't even know he had a podcast.
Oh yeah, dude, Norm Macdonald. Did you see him on Conan telling that moth joke?
No.
Yeah, you got to see it.
No, I haven't.
Dude, you know how many comics out there don't give a fuck, but kind of still do. You have to kind of still do to eat. That guy
Norm doesn't. He's so fucking funny.
One of my best opening monologue jokes ever. Did you ever see? Remember that whole thing when he was doing Weekend Update and they told him to make it funnier. So he didn't. He just was more Norm the next week. So eventually, of course, he gets fired. So then he goes off into the Hollywood world. He's got a TV show or a hit movie or some shit. So now they bring him back to guest host on SNL, and I'm going to butcher this, but he kind of came out. He's like, yeah, so, people know I got fired from this show, so now they got me back hosting, which means either I got a lot funnier or this show sucks. That's what he opened up with, and I know that wasn't approved. Sorry for the bad Norm. I'll have Jay Moore on to make up for it.
That was a great Norm. Norm, listening to Norm on Stern or anything, any podcast, listening to, I don't know if you remember when Charles Grodin would do Letterman, and just knowing he's going on there, that it was always a fucking great show.
Oh, yeah, people didn't get that he was fucking around.
Yeah, that's how Norm is anytime. If Norm's the guest, I'm fucking.
Hey, now listen, did I hear some rumble that Brother Sandler sent out Maseratis to the cast of Grown Ups? Did you reap the benefit?
First of all, let me just say one thing. Nothing's better than Nancy Pelosi Augustus reference.
Pelosi Augustus.
I'm still swooning over that one. Yeah, Sandler gave Maseratis to Spade, Schneider, Kevin James, Chris Rock, all of whom need one, by the way. Very badly, but
exactly. What'd you get?
No bitterness, but me and Norm Macdonald, yeah, we're splitting a zip car.
And you split a zip car with Norm. It's like having one of those, those Christmas trees the drivers have that smells like North Slope Sensimilla.
Yeah, this car. I don't know. They must have been smoking pot in here or something.
Norm cancels on us once every 2 weeks, and I almost enjoy it more than him showing up at this point, because he always wants me to talk to some ventriloquist puppet that he says is on the phone. A Holocaust tonight. What has happened to Norman?
And then when he sees, he's going to go, how come you never have me on your show?
Nope.
We tried to get you on. What?
Nobody funnier, though. I mean, you got to give it to him.
Nobody funnier.
That guy, if I'm in a room with him for 10 minutes, they got to put the paddles on me because I flatline from.
Now, what if Norm Macdonald
Oh, my God.
tried out for the Floaters?
Well, wait. Are we down a member? How did I get here? Who
Norm,
left?
we want a Canadian.
I'm Norm Macdonald. This is take 2. Now, I guess it's 2A or 3 now, you know.
You're getting mired in this, Norm. I think you're
Floaters.
You're up in your head. Just speak from your heart. You know.
Oh, you want me to let it flow?
Float, yeah. Float.
All right. I'm a Sagittarius. My name is Norm. That's short for Norman. And I like a girl with like a really big butt.
You met Trump recently, is that right?
I met Donald Trump at a
Is this a true story?
Yes.
Or is this one of your, he has a farm and a goat comes by? Because I'm not putting up with that shit. Oh, yeah. I saw Trump. Trump, he had a farm. He said, I want you to meet my donkey, he said. And I was like, well, Mr. Trump, I know you're running for president, but tell me more about this here donkey. Well, he says, if you want to see the donkey, you got to first meet my 3 daughters. Now, the first one's shy, the second one's sexy, and the third one has 1 leg. I'm making all of this up.
I know.
But this is exactly what you do.
At the end.
Weirder the voice, the more fun they are to watch. Like Norm Macdonald. I love Norm Macdonald. Great comedian. But he's if you don't know who he is, he's the guy who's the theory. Who needs a punchline when you have the word crack whore? See, I said that there. Oh, God, I just said it there, you know?
Is it offensive when I do you to you?
No, you do it. You do
It's
it nice.
exaggerated.
It depends. Like some people.
All my impressions
Some
are
people
nice.
like
they
Frank
do?
Caliendo. He puts a comment in there. He's like,
See, I don't. No, I don't see that.
He's like, well, why you don't need a punchline? You say crack or. Yeah, I'm like, well, that's more of a comment, right? I can do an impression of myself.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Hey. That's it.
I've never heard you say that.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on?
Sounds like you doing an impression of Brewer doing an impression of you.
Hey, Dave Goodman, yeah.